Anybody wants to stick a crowbar behind that and try and get it off, they can do.
Legends, welcome back to the channel. John here on a bank holiday here in Lincolnshire. And what better way to spend it than scrambling around underneath a Proton Satria? That is sadly what Dad is doing, because as the title suggests, the really super duper nice and solid clean Proton Satria that I fished out of the field, well, has got a bit of a problem, or had a bit of a problem, because, well, the man with a plan has been working really hard the past couple of days. Effectively, we'll have a chat with Dad about it and he'll talk us all through it and we can look at some photographs, but he found a big rot hole in the outrigger. That means absolutely nothing to me. What is an outrigger? It's this bit here that's in front of the sill in the driver's side of the car. John, why didn't you see that massive, great big hole in the Proton Satria? Well, if you remember, when I bought it, it was caked in about 6 inches of Lincolnshire squad. That means mud, for those of you who don't talk the local lingo. Anyway, we cleaned it all out to get to the suspension and Dad went, have you seen this? Take a look at this photograph, which is of the rust that Dad found. And as you can see from those photographs, Dad's limited photographic abilities, there was quite a significant hole underneath the car and into that wheel arch, which we were shocked about. Genuinely, we were surprised, because the rest of the car is as solid as a rock. We hope, because we haven't actually cleaned the other side out with the jet wash either. It's still covered in 6 inches worth of squat. Anyway, the repairs have been done. Dad's been working really hard. I couldn't document the process because, well, I was at work and Dad wanted to crack on. He did, however, say that it was quite a difficult job and not an easy, quick 5-minute repair. So the fact that the production crew wasn't here is, well, probably a good thing. In this video then, we'll have a chat with Dad about the repair process. He's actually putting it back together. I think the wheel arch line is going back in, and see what he thinks about the repairs that he's done and show you the repairs that we've done to the Proton Satria. Well, you nearly witnessed us going to use some of our brand new scrivets in this, but Dan's decided to, well, reuse the old one. He doesn't want to part with his new little scrivets yet. Actually, I've gone rogue and I've taken some of these scrivets out of Dad's new collection to put on the car. Oh, actually, I've gone super rogue and I've used 2 now. Hello, good afternoon. Well, actually, good morning. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Been in here all night.
Yes, as I have alluded to in the introduction, you've been quite busy.
I certainly have, John boy.
I'm going to ask you now, outright, before we go any further, how long has this repair taken?
7 hours.
You're
not paying the old geezer by the hour.
No, I'm glad I'm not paying the old geezer by the hour. Genuinely, it's taken 7 hours to do this.
Did it yesterday, mate? Yeah.
Right, okay.
Started late morning yesterday and I finished after tea last night.
So, I've discussed briefly in the introduction, you found a great big hole in the Satria.
I sent you a picture of it and I said, did you have a good look at this car?
Do you know about this, I think is what you said. Well, actually, no, I didn't know about that because my excuse is the following.
Yeah, squad.
It was caked in mud. Just talk us through how big the hole was, roughly. Because in that picture, you can't really see. Are you going to show us, are you?
Well, it wasn't as big as that there.
Right. So it was in what's known as the outrigger.
Well, this is just.
What is the outrigger, please?
The outrigger is underneath there.
Underneath the car. So this is the sill. The sill.
There's your chassis.
The front door. Hang on a minute. Let's come underneath there with you.
There's your chassis.
So there is the chassis.
Yeah, that's the main chassis rail. And you've got these bits that come across here and across here to strengthen all this for this suspension.
So let's have a look then. So all that bit under there.
And that's my wax running out.
Yeah.
But this here was posh rotten just there.
So this is the sill. This is the main sill, which is nice and solid, isn't it? Yeah. That stuff under there is, well, surface rust. But the actual sill itself is good, which is, I know to look for that, obviously. And there's the bottom of the wing. And it was sort of
And up there,
here.
what that bit is, it comes from further up.
Yeah.
And wraps round, and there's got the lip there. And then there's this bit here, comes along, and it's a big thick piece of metal. And that bit's been there. And then this bit here has got a foot-shaped bit there. But all this was rotted off.
So this is the floor pan.
So
and
I put the bit in under there, wrapped it round. I'd already chopped these off and took pictures of them, made templates. And this bit here, I re-welded the bit on the end of it. And this bit here, I re-welded the bit on the end of it. And inside there's a triangular strengthening bit. You can't see, but it's spot welded there.
Right, hang on a minute, because I'm going to get my bearings.
Then I put this on.
That there, see that there?
Yeah.
That looks very complicated, all in there. What does that bit actually do? Is that it would have been an MOT failure, obviously, because it's within a prescribed area. And it's a bloody great big hole of the suspension points. Would it have... It was structural to the car,
It certainly was, my old matey load.
Would it have caused a big problem?
Well, it's certainly weakened all this lot, because this bit here, it's not. This isn't going through into the car. This is the car is back here somewhere.
Right. Okay.
That's the car there, and it goes up. But this is a big piece stuck on the front of the body, really. Anyway, I fixed it.
It's amazing that it was so rusty.
Well, it's not that rusty until you start digging, then realise it's just
posh rotten.
Yeah.
So you've gone how far into the actual chassis of the car? Quite far. You keep sticking your finger up there. Let's have a look up there.
Up there is new, in that gap there.
Yeah.
It comes from further up and comes round and wraps round, and these bits fit here.
Crikey.
And it's got a strengthening rib inside there as well, which goes back up like a triangle with an angle on it.
That's
But it's all welded up now.
That's amazing.
And it's waxed this morning as well. I got up early this morning and waxed it.
So once you've started cutting back or grinding back the old metal,
Yeah.
the rusty old metal,
Yeah.
how much of the hole? How much did the hole get bigger? Did you take some pictures of that?
Yeah, I sent them to you, didn't
Yeah. Well, you've sent me some pictures. Yeah. So you've started grinding that back. You found a massive, great big hole. You've realised, oh, this is a big prob.
From here to there was missing. I took it off.
Yep.
And there. I took all that off and started again.
So this bit here actually is, well, the easy bit, isn't it? It's like a...
That's nothing.
That's the easy bit, the wheel arch.
I cut plenty of that off so I could get in there, because I've had to weld further up into the body.
Into the car.
Yeah.
Crikey. So have you had to take all the suspension off to get there, or
No,
worked
did it
around
without,
it?
mate. It was all right.
Worked around it. So what is that you've repaired it with? I know metal, obviously.
It's that crap Rover 75 seal you bought.
Really? Is it actually? So it's got Rover 75 parts in it.
That piece of crap seal you bought, can you remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you've chopped that up and used it.
Yeah.
And you've made templates by taking photographs. Is that of the other side as well, or?
No, I took pictures and templates before I took it to pieces.
Wow. Oh, let me get up and have a chat with you about that.
You don't chop it off and then make the templates. You've got to make the templates first, so you don't know what you're dealing with, do you? Then again, I've got the other side to look at, and
you have, yeah. We'll have a look at the other side before we end this video. So the new metal in there now, you suspect is going to last as long or longer than the car?
I think so.
Why has it happened? Why has that?
I don't know why it's just gone just there, because the other side's not gone.
Yeah. Do you think it could have been damaged, or?
One of them things.
Just one of them things. It's where the squad and the salt has got up in it. But you can't tell me why that's happened.
If I knew the reason for that, John boy, I wouldn't be grovelling on my back in a flipping shed, would I?
Yeah.
I should be sitting at home by my pool.
Sitting by the pool? Is that you've got the pool out now, have you?
Twisting by the pool.
So it took 7 hours.
I was 7. I timed myself.
Start to
came
finish.
out late morning and I finished after tea last night.
Crikey. So is that?
And I'd got it sealed up and sprayed with.
Can you give me a quick 60-second rundown of how you tackled it? So you jacked the car up, you ground it back, you've made the templates. Then what?
Jack the car back. I've put it back now, but I pulled the carpet back so I make sure I've got no fire.
Yes.
Hoovered out the bits of foam and stuff so there's nothing, no tinder. But it doesn't actually go through as far as the car. There's no heat going into the car at all. Because it's a separate bit. So, yeah, jacked it up, took the wheel arch liner out. Took some photographs so I knew what it looked like. Made some templates. Then set about it with the angle grinder. And just cut all the rotten metal off and started rebuilding it then. It was a pain in the bum, actually. It was a bit tricky.
Bit tricky?
It was a bit tricky.
Why was it a bit tricky? Just because of where it is, or?
Complicated, mate. Because if you think about it, you've got a piece of metal that comes round, it wraps round, and it curls round, and comes flat across here. Then it's got a lip to fasten the... I just sort of welded it up, got it somewhere near, welded it on, and then bashed it into shape on the car. And it's come up all right, actually.
Well, you'd never actually know, would you, that it's been done
Well,
now?
you can see all the sealing I put on the welds, but
People will ask, what sort of welding did you do? TIG?
MIG!
MIG welding. Is this you proving that it's actually metal and not cornflakes?
if anybody wants to stick a crowbar behind that and try and get it off, they can do. I don't think they will, though.
No, I don't think so
The
either.
bug's all welded.
Well, thank you for that. Thanks for welding it. We didn't expect there to be any welding on the car. I suppose if
I
we were
was driving on some muddy roads now while that's wet to cover it up.
if we were talking sensibly, if this was my car that I was driving daily, my name is Mrs. Miggins, and I took that car for an MOT, it would have failed, obviously.
Yeah?
It would have needed welding.
Yeah.
That would have killed the car, right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be worth doing. How much do you reckon that would have cost in the garage setting? £1,000?
Somebody who's doing it kindly tell you they want 500 quid, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I think that's a £1,000 job you've just done there, which would have killed
Yeah, you wouldn't have bothered, would you?
the car. That's
You wouldn't do it
why.
for 500, would you?
That's why the Satrias are all dying. No other rot found though.
Ain't it a good look? You ain't seen the other side yet, have you? You're the rot inspector, pal.
Yeah.
If you find any more,
If I find any more, we've got to do it now. Else you're 7 hours in the hole for no reason.
I'm not bothered, I'll get paid anyway.
Joking apart, did you enjoy the process? Because you've sort of set to and...
It was all right when you weren't here.
Yeah.
Sometimes like doing it if you was asking me interesting questions.
What's that bit? It's the hole. What are you doing with it? Taking it out. What are you doing now? Filling it.
I should have requested that you left the building. The production crew has been requested to leave the building.
There would have been a disclaimer on the screen, black screen, white writing. It is at this point our camera crew was advised to leave the workshop. No, joking apart though, enjoyed the process or not?
I wouldn't have chosen that one. If somebody says, do you fancy a nice welding job, I should have...
You should have done a Rover 75 still instead.
I can't say I enjoyed the process. No, because it was a bit of a tricky one.
I suppose the good thing is it's nowhere where you can actually see it. It doesn't need to look overly neat. And it's extended the life of the car.
I've come out, and I eased the front brakes off today.
Oh, you've done lots of work.
Yeah, I did that front brake this morning.
Good.
There you go.
Right, thanks so much. Let's hope the other side isn't as rotten.
If it is, we shall have a problem, shall we?
I don't think it's me that's going to have a problem, mate. It's you that's going to have a problem.
I'll tell you what you're going to have to do is get me one of them screws.
Yeah, going to have to get you a
one of
wheel
those
arch liner
screws,
screw thing. Yeah, anyway.
God.
Right, thank you very much for that.
Thank you, son.
Thanks. Well, there you have it then. As Dad said in the video, 7 hours it took for him to repair that, manufacturing the bracket, manufacturing all the metal. Was it 7 or 5 bits of metal? 5 different bits of metal that he's had to put together to make that plate to go into the bottom of the Satria to fix it. The good news is, however, well, it's done. Job done and dusted. It doesn't look necessarily the prettiest, but it will keep the car on the road, hopefully for another 20 or 30 years. Thanks to Dad, as ever, for his hard work. Comment down below. I know you'd have liked to have seen that process, but the fact that it took Dad 7 hours, he would have absolutely told me to get out of the of the garage. The production crew would have been evicted for that job. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up please, comment down below. Fingers crossed no more welding on the Satria, but I've made this video to be candid and show you that actually we have found that rot hole and we've had to do some work on it. Thanks to Dad as ever. Thanks to you for watching. Till next time, have a great day. See you later. Goodbye. As ever, thank you for watching this video. Dad and I have selected a couple more videos for you that we think that you might like. They're here now. Just give them a click to watch them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. It means a lot to us. Thank you.